I'm absolutely grateful for the fact that Josh Heupel is there and about to revitalize his program even more with the recruiting class that he had this year. Now with the sleeper teams, ooh, my second favorite team in the NCAA, I'm gonna have to put here, and I think it's their time. And Tennessee Volunteers, man. Tennessee, Nebraska, Florida State, and you can honestly throw a team like Michigan in there. Have not had the best of runs in the last 15 or 10 years, I guess you could say. Especially Tennessee and Nebraska. It's hard not seeing teams like them not do well. But Josh Heupel is here. Came over from UCF, kind of like the Billy Napier situation with Louisiana. Josh Heupel went from UCF, had very good years there, went out to Tennessee, and he's flipped that program around. He's dealing with a lot of bumps in the road with some players that, obviously went to the draft or graduated. But Hendon Hooker, I can honestly say this. I know a coach is going to get into his pick with this guy, but Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, we talked about the guy from Fresno State. There's a bunch of really good quarterbacks all over the place, man. And Hendon Hooker could be, and I'm saying this with every single honest bone in my body, out of the CJ Stroud and the Bryce Youngs, we could be mentioning him, if not the number one quarterback, if those guys slip up, definitely a top 3 quarterback, man. I I'm absolutely grateful for the fact that Josh Heupel is there and about to revitalize his program even more with the recruiting class that he had this year. And I think they're going to be a sleeper team. I don't think they necessarily make it up to the top of the tippy top of the mountain, but they take another step forward from having not only a 7-6 record and 4-4 in the conference. I think they possibly improve by 2 wins this year in each one of those categories. So. Yeah, man. As a coach so far, it's 5th year overall. He's 35-14. Not bad in the grand scheme of things with college football. Totally. I hope and pray for Josh Heupel. You continue your success there, sir. And I hope they don't just make a really bad decision in letting you go, even if you win one more game than you did last season. This is not a sprint. It's not a race without a sprint, and it's not a sprint without some people walking behind. And I think you're like right there in the middle of the road. So, with that being said, guys, that was my sleeper team. And Don, who's your sleeper team?
All right. Well, I'm going to give you my sleeper team, but then real quick after that, I have an alternate sleeper team that I didn't tell you about.
Okay.
My sleeper team for the show is the Tennessee Volunteers. Offense did put up 39 points a game. Defense allowed 29 points a game last year. And their schedule's tough, but, hey, this is the SEC. What do you expect? If they have solid play, can steal a game or two, Tennessee could have 9 or 10 wins this year. They have some obvious tough games, Florida, LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. And then they have some not so obvious tough games, which could be South Carolina and Pitt. But I got a feeling we are going to see Orange, to be more specific, PMS 151 Orange fly several times this year.